Hey guys, welcome back and thanks for watching. Now I don't do a ton of mom videos here on my YouTube channel. This is still definitely a fashion channel, but I share a lot of stuff over on Instagram. I like to know it, my blog. And the other day I did a Q&A and I got like 100% baby questions, and I got this one question over and over is like, what are things you'll either be repurchasing or reusing for baby number 2? And I was like, all right, I can make that one into a YouTube video. So I'm gonna have everything. This is most stuff, most of the big stuff that we'll be reusing for baby number 2. I'll have it all linked below for you guys to shop, and let's go ahead and get started. Now I do have to say this because man, it is a hot topic. Just because something works for me, it may not work for you. Just because something worked for you doesn't mean it worked for me. And I feel like I got so many different recommendations for baby products, and the ones that I'm sharing today were definitely the ones I heard the most about. There are some in here that people didn't love that I was like, I could not survive without this. But also, I feel like they lasted us for a very, very long time. And for that, I am so grateful. So whether we are going to be repurchasing them just because we decided to just, you know, up and surprise ourselves and have a baby so close to Ezra, like we'll have 2 babies in high chairs at the same time. That is definitely, you know, it's just gonna be very helpful that we do have these products that lasted us so long the first time, and we know that they'll be really good and still new enough to use with baby number 2, but every baby's different. Babies are humans. People tend to lump babies like together and assume that their experience is the only experience that a baby can ever have, and that's just not always true. So just want to preface that before we get started. I will start out with sleep necessities, and I will say that hands down, the Hatch sound machine is great for a 5-month plus baby. I stand firm. I also kind of want to retract my statement / stand firm on my statement. I told you I did not like the Hatch sound machine when Ezra was a newborn. Still agree. I will not use a Hatch sound machine with baby number 2 right out of the gate. So basically why I don't like it is because we took the Taking Cara baby's sleep course, and we took it before Ezra was born, and something she talked about was she said so many parents, when she asks them, what is it that you do at nighttime when you're changing your baby's diaper, getting a bottle ready, you know, whatever, and they're like, okay, so I wake up, when the baby wakes me up, and I turn the light on. And she was like, nope, you don't need to do that. You need the smallest amount of light possible. So we bought these cheapy little night lights, and we originally tried to use the Hatch, but we ended up going to the cheapy night lights because the Hatch light, even at its brightest setting, in my opinion, is just not bright enough to still see what you're doing. I mean, I was like, I cannot see anything. So we have these cheapy lights. You literally just tap them once and it flips the light on, and you tap it again and it flips the light off. Super simple, very easy to charge. The charge does last a long time, but it's just a bright light that's not enough to like overstimulate a baby and wake them up more. But I just personally feel like the Hatch sound machine is way too dim, but also I didn't love the option that like whenever you tap the Hatch sound machine, it does turn that sound either like off, like when it flips to a different color. And Ezra, we did like to have his white noise just constantly going. So once he went to his bedroom, I really liked the Hatch because one, you can set it on a timer, and so we have it set to a timer now. It starts at 7 p.m. That's when he goes to bed, and at 7 p.m. no light comes on, just the white noise sound machine comes on, and it comes on at the level that is perfect for him. He did love like water noises when he used to nap, but now he's fine with just white noise across the board. So that will go on, and then at 7 in the morning, what happens is the sound machine completely turns off, and the blue light comes on, and he immediately wakes up, and he's like, okay, it's time to start the day. And that's just very helpful for kind of, I don't want to say training, but letting him kind of know, hey, but it's time to wake up. And he's really good on a 7 to 7 schedule. That's like, I mean, such a sweet spot for him. We are thanking our lucky stars that sweet boy sleeps 12 hours at night. But we do think, like, truthfully, this is the longest I'll talk about a product. Hatch sound machine is great once they go into their nursery and you're not going to be going in and out as much. But if you need that light, you're still up with them, you're still changing the diaper, getting the bottles, whatever it is, you just need something that's brighter than the Hatch and something that's a little more simple. Like, I didn't want to be fumbling around at nighttime with that thing. Another sleep necessity for me, and I have to just say that that is for me because I know that the price is absolutely insane and so many people have so many mixed feelings on it, but I swear that it is why our son is as good of a sleeper as he is the Snoo. We definitely invested in that and knew that it was a big price, and we were nervous about it. And we have friends who they had their daughter 4 months after us. I mean, she's completely different than my son, of course. She's someone else's daughter. But to see the two of them together, they both self-soothe the same way. They both have great sleeping patterns. They both have had great sleeping patterns since they were born. They both transitioned to cribs very easily, and she was a Snoo baby as well. So I did a full review on the Snoo. I'm not going to talk too much about it here. I will link that from my vlog channel for you guys below. I talk a lot about it. Just do what's best for your baby. If you don't want to buy that, it's not even, like, forget the price point for a second. If you just don't want to, then don't. But I swear that it was so helpful in soothing Ezra's restless sleep. Like, I had no idea how restless sleepers, newborns are, just like loud sleepers. That thing was incredible, and he transitioned into being such a good sleeper so well. And then when I watched our friend's daughter do it, I was like, okay, I do think that the Snoo had something to do with it, especially because they self-soothe the exact same way, and it's so funny to watch. But I love that, so we will definitely be using it for baby number 2, and then we are actually going to be giving it to my siblings. Oh my gosh, the baby Bjorn bouncer was the best gift ever given. Ezra loved that from pretty much, I mean, we put him in it when he was so tiny, and the older he got, the more he loved being able to rock himself and bounce himself. I think I have posted like on my Instagram before just like videos of him absolutely slamming his head back because he loved to rock in that thing like super aggressively. So we will definitely be using that for baby number 2. It was great, especially for when I was in the shower. I found that, one, because it was the most lightweight product to just bring into the bathroom with me, but it had the little, like, you can get little attachment for it that's the Baby Bjorn like brand, and he would like love, and he would just sit there and like do this, and he would play with the butterfly and the flowers and all that stuff. So I mean, y'all, I was heartbroken when he like stopped showing interest in that, but he only stopped showing interest in it literally a couple months ago. Like, I want to say he was maybe 8 months, and he's just now 11 months, and he was 8 months old when he was finally like, you know, I'm good, I'm mobile, I don't want to be in that thing, I'm cool with not being in the bouncer. But we'll definitely be using that with baby number 2, and we have definitely kept ours. Another absolute love, but it's so massive, is the Graco Swing. Some people don't feel like you need the Bjorn bouncer with the Graco Swing. I liked the Graco Swing just because it did have a rock for the side motion, and Ezra was a baby who genuinely just loved being rocked. Whether it was the Snoo, the Graco Swing, the Bjorn bouncer, like whatever, he just loved rocking motions for a very long time. Once Ezra started to roll was, I think, when he kind of lost interest. So I'd say about 4 months that we used this thing, but that was hands down one of our most used items for a really long time, especially when he was little, and he was awake. He like kind of wanted stimulation, but at the same time didn't. He really liked that rocking motion, and he loved little mobile above it, or mobile, however you pronounce it. He loved that above it, and he would like reach up and kind of play with it. So the Graco Swing was definitely a good one. If I had to pick, although they are not similar, if I had to pick between Graco Swing and Bjorn bouncer, I would say Bjorn bouncer, just because it did last Ezra longer, and I believe you can even flip it. Like, you can take the fabric off, flip it over, and it becomes like a toddler seat. So we loved the Graco Swing, but that sucker was huge. Another one that he really liked, and we got so much use out of, he was literally playing with it 2 days ago, is the Skip Hop, like the full name is like the Skip Hop Activity Center. And originally what you can do is you can put them in it when they have like, they have to have neck and back control, but you put them in it. Definitely don't put them in it for a long period of time. I don't think we ever did more than like 15 to 20 minutes, but you can put them in the middle, and they can play with all of these toys that are surrounding them. And it comes with this little, like, basically stool on the bottom, and they kind of stand on that, and they can just play. And the more that Ezra got older and more into toys, he definitely loved all of the things about it. Again, our friends who have their daughter, she absolutely loves hers. But now that Ezra's older and he doesn't want to sit inside of it, you take that little bottom piece, it becomes like a whole table, and Ezra will love to, he's kind of in this like crab walking phase. He did take his first steps the other day, but he's not confident yet, so he's kind of doing this like crab walk thing where he'll hold on to it and like walk to the side around it. He absolutely loves all of the toys on that. And sometimes I'll just like sit a different toy on top of it. But I would say just because we were able to use that from the time that he was like little bitty baby, barely like, you know, he had his neck and back control, but not well, to like now that he is almost walking and we are still loving that thing. That one's going in the game room at the new house. It's going to sit right front and center. I'll be like, here you go, baby number 2. Play with your brother. You guys both can use this because Ezra loves it. The Stokke high chair, I have some grievances with this, but I do absolutely love it. My mom has one for Ezra too, and it's very nice. Very easy to adjust. He fits perfectly in it. The only thing is, I think like if Ezra was a chunky baby, like a thick kid, he would not fit in that. It seems very small to me, but I love the size of it. I see some people's like high chairs and they are these like massive things. And I feel like the Stokke is like a little bit smaller. The tray is smaller. Ezra absolutely loves it, and I do like how long, I think it goes up to like 7 years old. Like technically they could still sit in that when they are 7. And you can like pull the front off of it and it becomes like a chair. I like that it is flush with our table, so sometimes we won't put the tray on it. We're trying to get a little bit better now that Ezra is like eating regular meals, and we're trying not to like make his food, you know, just on his tray and such a separate thing. We're trying to like pull him a seat up at the dinner table, and he will like put his food in front of him on the table and he'll eat with us. And so I do like that it also is like very level with our table. That's really nice. So I have so many good things to say about this, but I do feel like the one downfall is like if your kid was like chunky, like a thick baby, I just don't know if they would fit in that. And I might be wrong. Maybe if you have a thicker kid and you've used the Stokke, let me know. But I have like little slender, long, little bean child. He's so long and slim. So he fits in it totally fine, but that's just my, you know, personal preference. The infant optics monitor, I think I talked about this recently in an Amazon video of like products I use every day. And I told y'all we would be using this for baby number 2. But I think we need to get the bigger screen. We really regret getting such the small screen. Ezra actually thinks that thing's a toy. So it has survived quite a beating from a toddler. He throws it around and I'll be like, what does that sound? Oh my gosh, he's got the monitor. So it's very durable. And it, you know, it is what it is. I definitely don't let him play with it if I can, you know that he's playing with it. There's sometimes I'm like, what is he doing? And then I'll realize it's got the monitor. It is just a little bit small though, so get the larger size, but we've been very impressed with just how easy it is. It's not Wi-Fi based, so you know, you don't have the problems or like the fear of someone else hacking into it and being able to watch him. But we just absolutely love it, so we will be getting the larger one for baby number 2. I mean, that and also the fact that we'll have 2 kids being used on monitors at the same time. 2 under 2, man. I'm excited, but whew. It's gonna be a task. The last 2 are breastfeeding must-haves. And this one is definitely a 50-50, I find. I love the boppy pillow. Sam loved the boppy pillow. He still loves the boppy pillow. But our lactation consultant, she wasn't like the gentlest of people. And she came in and she literally was like, did you take the breastfeeding class with us? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, we told moms to get the Be My Breast Friend, not the boppy. And I was like, okay, well, someone gifted this to me at my shower and I want to try it. I ended up absolutely loving the boppy, and I have kind of played with the Be My Breast Friend. I didn't love the clip thing. I felt like it was way bigger, and maybe that's why so many people like it, but for me, I liked the ease of the boppy, being able to just, you know, throw it around my waist. The lactation consultant did make kind of a good point. She said that she finds that a lot of women, especially right after you give birth, you know, your belly doesn't shrink up and go away right away. And she said that it like puts a gap in between you and the baby, but I found that like pretty quickly it was very snug with me. Like within a couple days it was very snug, even though I still had that belly. And Ezra just loved it. It was like perfect for him to just kind of roll into me. So there were so many times I would just breastfeed him, like not even touching him. I would have my hands be doing something else and he would be on that boppy pillow breastfeeding both sides. My husband loved it because he could sit it around him, like he could put the boppy on him and then put Ezra on him, and when he was little he could like kind of contact nap without being like upright needing to be held. But now he loves it because he calls it a seatbelt. So he'll be sitting at his computer working from home, Ezra will sit in his lap, and then he'll take the boppy pillow and like put it kind of on top of Ezra, and it gives Ezra this like perfect little amount of space, and so he'll like be playing with his toys, you know, banging around on it or whatever, and then Sam still has his hands free. So I know that a lot of people don't like the boppy. I am one of those. I am like, girl, I absolutely love that thing. We saved it. It's in such good condition. We'll probably just change out the cover. I think we have a couple covers. Probably just change out the cover for baby number 2. I mean, I love that thing. It will definitely be going to the hospital with us for baby number 2 for sure. And then the baby Buddha pump. I put this away. I finished my breastfeeding journey, and then 2 weeks later got pregnant. I was like, okay, great. So I'm gonna be getting that pump back out very soon. This is one of the most powerful pumps I've ever experienced. It is so easy to use. There's not a ton of levels to it. There's not a ton of this. There's not a ton of that. It's just so simple. And I followed a couple exclusive pumping mamas when I was kind of starting to pump, just to build up a stash for Ezra. What I did was exclusively breastfeed, and then at nighttime when he was sleeping, I would still let, you know, hit that 3-hour mark. I would pump one good time before I'd go to bed, and then I would save that milk. That milk would go into my freezer stash for him, and then I would go to sleep and sleep through the night, totally fine. Wake up the next morning, he would eat, and then I usually had a little bit left over because, you know, that morning, if you've slept through the night, oh, it's rough. I would pump that, and then that also would go to my stash. I was a slight overproducer for a while. I would say about 3 months I did kind of level out a little bit though, and my breast milk supply went to just being enough for him. And I did find that I was able to pump enough that actually my son will be 1 on the 8th of April, and we still have enough breast milk to get him through there. So I was able to be done breastfeeding at 7 months postpartum, or like I was right at 7 months postpartum, and I was able to save up enough milk that I made it to 1 year, and he still is on breast milk, just with this 1 bottle at nighttime. So that pump is powerful. Exclusive pumping mamas like swear by it. I know a couple mamas who are exclusive pumping and they swear by it, but I just like how easy it is to use. You're not stuck to the wall. It's just, oh my gosh, it's one of the best. It's affordable. So I really love that one. We will definitely be using that one for baby number 2, and I actually got rid of my other pumps, and a lot of people say like, you know, were you not scared to do that? Nope, because I loved the baby Buddha that much. Just for those couple pumps a day, it was really nice to not be stuck to a wall or have this like big thing I was trying to carry around and having to change all these levels. That wasn't for me. I try to like make sure I get all my points in, but also not talk too much, but also not leave out, you know what I'm talking about. I just talk too much, but I hope that was very helpful. Again, what worked for me may not work for you, or vice versa. Every baby is just totally different. So I hope this did help you guys find some products that you guys are gonna try for your baby. And let me know if you have any thoughts on them below. Like if you absolutely love the boppy too, tell me I'm not alone. I love that thing so much. So thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget, go below and click the subscribe button if you're new here. If you do like more baby content, I do share my cute little boy over on our vlog channel that I'll link right there for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Love y'all, and I'll see you in my next video.